when we talk about the coaches from Natick and the teachers, they were exceptional in so many ways. They were not only themselves excellent athletes, but they were role models. And even more than that, they were people, men and women, who just cared about the kids, just cared about the kids. And when I talk about this next guy, it's hard for me because I knew him personally, and even though I was never one of the athletes under his care, he knew my name just like he knew the names of every single kid in the school, whether we played a sport, whether we didn't, whether we were in band, whether we were in detention, or whether we were in honor society. There was no guy quite like John Carroll. He was the athletic director in Natick from 1974 to 1991, and he was a great coach between the years of 1960 and 1991. And I want you to know a little something about John if you don't already. Coach Carroll's guidance and influence resonated with the young and the young at heart in Natick and touched the NHS athletes, students, and Natick's senior citizens as well. His office door was always open, and his favorite saying was, "No problem." Coach Carroll furthered the proud heritage of Natick High as one of the best athletic programs in this state. He was instrumental in creating an athletic complex that was second to none. When a player, competitor, or spectator walked into an athletic event, they knew they were at the home of champions. As a varsity baseball coach, Coach Carroll was the first coach in Massachusetts to break the 500-win barrier. His team won countless numbers of league titles, Bay State championships in 1960, 65, 83, 85, and South Sectional championships in 82 and 87. He was inducted into the Massachusetts Baseball Hall of Fame in 1981, and he truly was one of the great bright spots in the history of this great town of Natick. Accepting on behalf of Coach Carroll is his son, Blaine.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of my mother, my brother John, and my sisters Joanne and Leslie, I would like to thank the members of the Natick Athletic Hall of Fame Committee for recognizing my father and to thank all of you for being here tonight. My father would be very proud tonight. As many of you know, he was a humble man that was always looking to see what he could do for others and not himself. In this spirit, I know he is most proud to be inducted into the Hall of Fame with this group of people. He spoke fondly of Dot Green and Dick Clasby, two people he cared about very much. When you asked him if his baseball game, was home or away, he'd always reply, "At Mahan," a true sign of respect from Mr. Mahan. He always took pride in the teams at Natick High and supported them at all the same. I can still remember driving over to Dedham with him one night to watch one of Coach Pierce's swim meets. And I remember how pleased he was when Tom Lamb came to Natick. That would have been the first time he came, Tom. He always said Tom was a great guy. And of course, with Walter, there was a special bond that goes back to his first team at Natick. No matter what accomplishments Walter was achieving, my father always referred to him as such a good boy. It's hard for me to stand up here and talk about all that my father accomplished. First of all, there isn't enough time, but also I don't know them all. He was not the type of person to speak about himself. We could say it was his wins, the top-notch facilities that he built, the new teams that he added, the inclusion of young and old into the sports programs, and the countless students that he helped, whether driving them to college interviews or advising them on a trade. But I do know his biggest accomplishment. It was the athletics. It was using athletics to pull together a town and teach decades of children how to respect themselves and how to respect others. Going to a Natick High game was more than just going to a game. It was an event. Children knowing players, players knowing their elders, and everyone knowing my dad and him knowing them. He was an inspiration to so many people and a joy to be around. On behalf of my family, I thank you for this great honor and with the pride of sharing it with the other inductees tonight. Thank you very much.